And so I invite you to bring your consciousness and your awareness fully to this present moment right now.
So this is a very, very unique collection of relics. Never before in the history have we had so many relics of so many masters traveling together and set up in such a way that people can see them with their naked eyes, because usually relics are kept inside stupas or inside monasteries or inside statues, so you could never see with your eyes. But this collection is very unique, and it's actually growing in number as more abbots and more people who have these relics offer them to the project, and then they go through the process of verification, and then we add them to the collection, because so many people get a chance to see these relics as they travel around the world. The relics have been traveling for 10 years now, and almost 1.5 million people have seen the relics. And so all these people have been in the presence of the relics. And the wonderful thing about these relics is being in the presence of the relics of these teachers is the same thing as being in the presence of the teacher himself or herself. And so one receives a lot of blessings, and anything that one thinks or anything that one prays or makes heartfelt aspiration in the presence of these relics, it kind of amplifies, because we're in a very powerful energetic field.
At 5 years of age, a voice spoke to me and told me I would be working with God one day. As a child, with very little confidence and a lot of fear of God at that time, due to a grandfather who was a Methodist lay minister, this did not seem real. I took no notice of the words and carried on with my life. Growing up, I had the ability to see the future, and people said they felt different after being in my energy. However, I was so frightened of it, I would not open up to using that ability. I married and had children, but finally had to confront the ability I had, because I could no longer deal with it, and I had to run away with it. And it just became just overwhelming. It was then that I told God I would work for it, and asked it to lead and guide me to who I needed to help me develop this ability. In 1985, when I discovered some Unity books in a used bookstore in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, my life changed. I had then just opened up to my intuitive and healing ability. The 5 books changed my life completely. Until then, I had been in Orthodox religion. But the books sent me on a path of searching for more answers. There was no Unity Church in Australia at that time, and so I began with investigating all religions, and finally came to the spiritual church in Australia, where I was privileged to find 2 teachers who set me on my spiritual path. In 1990, as part of that path, I was told I would be channeling a higher consciousness very soon. I was terrified of this, but less than 2 years later, I connected with this energy, who gave me his name, Maitreya. Since that day, in 1992, 19 years ago, that energy has taken a very frightened and unconfident person, who was myself, on a journey of learning and enlightenment. He founded a website which has become worldwide, with followers from almost every country in the world. He became my personal friend and teacher, and along the way dispelled my fears and insecurities and taught me about love, kindness, compassion. He taught me that all religions and faiths lead to God, to the same God, and not to judge anyone because of these differences. That one man's truth could be another man's folly. In 1996, Maitreya told me to create a website so that his words and teaching could be taught uncensored worldwide. This I did, and so began Maitreya's World Teaching, which he still contributes and writes today. That website, www.maitreya-edu.org, can be viewed as part of my own website, www.margaretmcelroy.com. His teaching is about understanding, and he writes in a simple way. He teaches there is another way of dealing with issues instead of anger. He teaches about the ego and how it destroys our lives. He teaches money gives no happiness unless it is used for the purpose of helping and educating people, and teaches how to manifest all we need to help ourselves on our journey through life. In 1999, I was invited to bring Maitreya's energy and words to a group of spiritual people within the United Nations in New York. It was the first time I would be letting go completely and allowing Maitreya to speak without any interference from me. His speech was amazing, and ironically was spoken on the day the Kosovo peace agreement was signed within the UN. It was after that experience his first teaching centre was created on the Gold Coast in Australia. That centre provided a guiding light to many souls who were looking for answers to their life purpose. It enabled Maitreya to teach through me the master's course he created in metaphysics, which is still being taught today in our centre in Issaquah in Washington. Our centre is a place for teaching and healing. We have qualified professional practitioners who work with Maitreya's energy, providing a variety of services designed to help you move on spiritually and metaphysically in your life. Subjects such as meditation, colour therapy, past life meditations, soul readings, sessions with Maitreya himself where questions are answered and his profound words are spoken to those who want to hear the words of a master teacher. These and many other subjects are taught there, where love is the foundation, not fear, and where the energy you feel here with this exhibition can also be felt. Maitreya's energy permeates the centre and brings a calmness and peace to the soul. Many of his graduate students are now teaching themselves in New Zealand, Croatia, England, Italy, Australia, Singapore, Malaysia, and many other countries around the world. The one important thing I learned from Maitreya was about energy. That energy never dies, as is shown in the beautiful relics in this exhibition. If anything, we all need to learn about energy, what it is and how it works on a soul level. That we are all carrying around old energy from not only our past, but from many past lives. And we cannot move ahead spiritually, consciously, without removing that energy. How this energy can heal us and move us into a state of wellness and happiness. But more than anything, how our energy can affect the world in bringing change. Maitreya taught me never to judge another, for each soul has its own lessons to learn and path to follow, and each is individual. No soul is the same as the next. To become our own master and embody love in our hearts, no matter how we are hurt, injured, or treated by others. It will soon be 20 years I will have spent with this wonderful energy, Maitreya. His energy has transformed people around the world, healed thousands, and changed the lives of those who have come to him for advice and guidance. I did not know, when I read the Unity books such a long time ago, my life would change so dramatically. In closing, I would like to thank Unity Church for giving me this opportunity to speak about my spiritual master, Maitreya, whose name is synonymous with compassion, love, and healing. I consider myself so very blessed to be his channel and his graduate student. I also have discovered a peace and happiness that goes beyond any understanding. I am doubly blessed. Thank you very much.